Hey there, everybody. It's the author, Andrew Snorton, and you're joining me for the Fast 15. As we typically do on Wednesdays about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we take about no more than 15 minutes for a moment to pause, check up, check in, enjoy a note from any of the books or audio books, and then close out with a couple of announcements and words of encouragement. As all of us know, when life is lifing, sometimes you might not be able to wait until the end of the day or the beginning of the next day to kind of pause and reboot. So for all of us, myself included, sometimes you need that midday pick-me-up and word of encouragement. So hopefully this is helping provide that for you, as well as everybody that you like, share, and all that type of stuff. To stay connected with me, make sure to add me on Instagram at AuthorASnorton. When you click on the link in the bio, it is my Linktree, which is linktr.ee/AuthorASnorton. So when you click on the link in the bio, which is my Linktree, the very first thing that you'll see will be the newsletter, which comes out once every 2 weeks. So definitely make sure to check out the current edition so you can check out all the information on all my books, the audio books, the coffee collaboration with Fonte's Coffee, articles, events, and more. And then continue to scroll through so you can visit the website, social media, and all that type of thing. So definitely appreciate you guys taking time to pause and check up and check in each and every Wednesday. So before we get into our topic for the day, I always make sure to do some acknowledgments. As I said from the jump, life be lifing sometimes. And so for anyone out there that's going through, a challenge, whether it's physical health, mental health, finances, it could be family relationships, people transitioning in and out, or just going through some stressful or tough times, know that you have every right to feel some kind of way, because we are human and we're going to go through the range of emotions. But you don't want to stay stuck there for too long, because the longer you stay stuck there, the longer it takes to get out, and then it can compound things. So if you or someone is going through something, please let them know that there are people that are genuinely and thematically care and concerned about them. And it's okay to seek out whatever professional attention, informal attention, change up your routine, the way you go about things, so that way you can pause, pivot, move forward, learn from it, and put yourself in a position for some positives to come your way. On the flip side, we know there's people going through some positive things. Some people might have gotten a new job. Some people, it's graduation season, college graduations, high school graduations, especially if you're in the Southeast. We know the Northeast, some are going to be popping up more next month. And it is definitely an exciting time. We're going into a holiday weekend. So Memorial Day, remember Memorial Day takes time to remember those who have lost their lives due to their military service, and we thank them posthumously. So, with all those different things going on, it can be an exciting time. Please be safe when you're out and about and traveling and celebrating. Have fun, because you do need to have fun, but let's make sure to keep it in perspective as best as possible, and just again use it as a springboard for what's next. So speaking for what's next, as you know, it's basically spring. We know while the NHL playoffs and the NBA playoffs are going on, this is starting to roll really into baseball season. So the selection I'm going to pull from is from my book, Nothing Minor, which focuses on my very first year of covering minor league baseball back in 2019. A number of the people who I interviewed are now on major league rosters. And there are a few that, their careers kind of ended at the minor leagues, but that's okay, because everyone doesn't get a chance to even play at that level. And in addition to the player interviews, game recaps, there are, some other good tidbits, not only about the game, but just life in general. And, yeah, those are things as I'm scrolling through to figure out which passage I'm going to pick from. But like I said before, again, it is that time of year. And let me see who I want to use. What one do I really want to use? So thanks for bearing with me. Who do I want to use? Gosh, what one do I want to use? bear with me on this one. I appreciate your patience. And let's see what we've got right here. Okay, I'm going to go back to this particular chapter. This is chapter 4, Gallivanting with the Grasshoppers. So now the chapter before that, you see Tristan Casas, who's hopefully wishing him a swift and sound recovery. He's actually the starting first baseman for the Boston Red Sox now, who has a rib injury, so we hope he heals from that. But chapter 4, Gallivanting with the Grasshoppers, looks at my time in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I want to use this quote on perspective from Josh Davis, who was one of the players I interviewed at the time. So here it goes. You're not going to get a hit or home run every time, or as a pitcher, strike every batter out. You're going to go on cold streaks, but the main thing is to stay positive and know that hit or strikeout is going to come. Once you feel it one time, your confidence comes back, and the next thing you know, you're going to play the way you want to play. And I've periodically gone back to this one because at times when we're in a rut, at times when things are not going fluidly, it can affect your mind. It can affect your mind and your psyche, and you feel like you're going to be stuck there, and you start scuffling because you're trying to get out as quickly as possible. Like we talked about before, you don't want to stay stuck in certain spaces and places, but you have to have the belief at some point you're going to turn the corner. And you still do what you can to chip away. You chip away for a minute, pause and reset, chip away, pause and reset, chip away, pause and reset. And at some point, things are going to turn the corner. And then once you realize it turns the corner, now you've got the capacity to do it. So you think about, goodness, there's so many examples with life where things do not go our way, but at some point, things have to change. At some point, maybe the level of frustration, instead of it being at this level, drops down a little bit. Or maybe the rate of success, instead of here, goes up a little bit. So you still have to kind of do the pause and reboot, which is the whole purpose of this. And after pausing and rebooting and getting a little bit of clarity, now you can recognize some positives that are right there in your grasp. And then once you realize those, now you can build off of those. And whether you build off of them slowly or build off of them swiftly, you're still building and still making progress. So many thanks to Josh Davis. Hopefully he's doing well wherever he is. And this is from Nothing Minor, my book in my first year of covering minor league ball. So a couple of quick announcements. As you know, it's a holiday weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Again, many thanks posthumously to all those who have served our military and, have passed due to their military service. We thank you. The same thing with families, friends, loved ones, and more. Safe travels during the holiday season. Hopefully the weather is great where you guys are going, but please be careful when you're out and about traveling. It's graduation season, so shouts to my oldest niece graduating from the University of Virginia with her advanced degree program, my youngest niece graduating from Cornell from her undergrad program. So shouts to them. Shouts to all the college graduates, junior college graduates, high school graduates. I know they do graduations on the lower levels. We're just gonna say for people to get promoted, because I'm still kind of old school. To me, it's high school graduation and above. But for people who are getting promoted and moving on to the next level, the next grade, hey, congratulations to them. Of course, it was Mother's Day recently, so I hope everyone, had a good Mother's Day. For those of you that are mothers, aunts, grandmothers, or people who take on a maternal role. Some things that are coming up on the horizon announcement-wise. For me, we will be dropping info for an event taking place in mid-June. So make sure to check the social media. We should be dropping that right after the holiday. So make sure to keep that on the radar. Shout out to the Hunt 4 Foundation as they are dropping some great programming leading up to Juneteenth. I know I'll definitely be there for June 19th, working on a couple of the other dates, but I'll be sharing that info. Well, I've been sharing that info in the newsletter, and I'll continue to share that. So shout out to the Hunt 4 Foundation, as looking forward to being a part of at least one of those days for Juneteenth. Trying to think what else is coming up in the immediate future. Shouts to our friends at Family Food Fest Atlanta. Father's Day, June 16th. You want to make sure to check out Family Food Fest Atlanta. So add them on Instagram, get your ticket or two. Fellas, it is a Father's Day celebration, but it is a family celebration. So make sure to go ahead and check that out. Shouts to the entire team, especially the hard work they're doing to keep that event going in memory of its founder, Diane Larche, who transitioned earlier this year in January. So shouts to the entire Family Food Fest team. I'm trying to think if there's anything else popping up. I know through AuthorASnorton CCS, check out the press and media, coverage, the education-based services and more. So make sure to check those out. Yep, even during the summer, you can still kind of brush the dust off and keep the skill set sharp. Just shouts in general to people who are just making positive moves and positive steps. It doesn't have to always be big. Even if you made a small step, it's still a step. So try to keep building off of those things. So as we get ready to wind down, again, it's just a moment for us to pause, check up, check in, enjoy a note from the books or audio books. So we've been able to do that. Words of encouragement, words of motivation. They're not only for you, but they're for me, because we know life can go different directions. Many, many thanks to everybody who's liking, sharing, reposting, subscribing. Every little bit helps. So again, stay connected with me on Instagram at AuthorASnorton. Click on the link in the bio as it'll take you to my Linktree, linktr.ee/AuthorASnorton. Oh, as a side note, shouts to our friends at Fonte's Coffee with the author Andrew Snorton blend. Please, for the cigar smokers, if you will make a visit to Humidor Cigar Lounge, ask for the author Andrew Snorton blend. They are testing the bourbon infused, so we want to make sure that test goes well. And of course, we have the decaf, the light, the medium, and bourbon infused coffee. So shouts to the entire team at Fonte's. And I guess that's going to be about it. So as I usually say, and I know I switched the order around, but hopefully you know my intent, whether small or big, a victory is a victory. Whether slow or swift, movement is movement. Keep it victorious. Keep it moving. All of you, take a care. Please be safe while you're out and about celebrating graduations with the holiday weekend. Please be careful as we look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. All right. Bye-bye.